A young mother leaves home seeking spiritual enlightenment and is never seen again.
All her stuff was there. She was just gone.
Searchers scour the Colorado wilderness.
Sheriff's Department has teamed up with the CBI and National Guard.
This is a needle in a haystack, to say the least.
Is she a victim of the cruel terrain? Or could there be a killer loose in the mountains? What happened to Kristal Reisinger?
My name's Elijah Ghana. I've been searching for Kristal Ann Reisinger, the mother of our daughter. We're going on about 3 years now.
After a tumultuous upbringing in Arizona, 29-year-old Kristal Reisinger builds a new life for herself in Denver.
Her childhood is really rough. She didn't really have a family. And the stories she's told me, it's just amazing how a person could survive.
In October 2011, Kristal finally finds happiness.
The moment I saw Kristal, she was exactly what I had been looking for. It seemed like we were just tailor-made for each other. She was very compassionate, very sensitive. She had a very contagious laugh. When she was laughing, you were laughing.
Almost 2 years into their relationship, Kristal gives birth to their daughter, Akasha Reisinger.
After she gave birth, that was it. Her whole life was our daughter. She was a really good mother.
But Denver isn't where they want to raise their family.
More and more, Kristal was becoming unhappy in the city. She really wanted to get in touch with nature. She felt like being in the city was a very toxic place. It was a really hard decision for all of us. She decided to go to Crestone because Crestone was a spiritual hub.
In the spring of 2014, Kristal moves. Elijah and Akasha plan to follow her from Denver.
We had been talking about plans for starting a business and finding some sort of economic independence out there. Kristal would always be in contact with us, always talking to Akasha every day.
But in July 2016, Kristal becomes mysteriously quiet.
A couple of days went by and no response. I started calling friends and family. None of them had heard from her. By the third day, I knew something was wrong. I went to call the Sheriff's Department to file a report, and they had told me that a missing persons report had already been filed on her.
Who could have filed that report?
My name is Sheriff Dan Warwick. I'm the sheriff with the Saguache County Sheriff's Office.
On July 13, 2016, a missing persons report was filed for Kristal Reisinger.
We'd gotten a call from the landlord saying that she was missing.
It was just at the timing of it where the rent had been due.
At first, Kristal's disappearance doesn't raise any red flags.
We didn't look at it so much as a missing person case, but more as just somebody who left. We had no grounds to go into her apartment, so it was more of, okay, we'll just put some calls out and see if anybody has seen her.
Meanwhile, Kristal's family travels to Crestone. Their concern finally grabs law enforcement's attention.
I went up to Crestone to look for her. We questioned everyone in town. We covered the town in flyers.
Then we weren't able to get entry into her apartment, start going through things.
Inside, investigators find alarming clues.
When we searched her apartment, for one thing, she had just bought groceries the day before.
It didn't look out of place. There was clothing, food, cell phones, computers, just everything.
She would have had to have gone off with absolutely nothing, not even her phone, not even her shoes. It just doesn't make any sense.
Where could Kristal have gone? Some think they might have spotted her on the outskirts of town.
The local folk in Crestone, once a month on a full moon, they have what's called a drum circle. They all get around a bonfire and play drums.
The last people to actually see Kristal physically, it's hard to say. It could have been somebody at the drum circle if she was in fact there.
If so, that means she could have been walking through intense wilderness.
When you're walking a trail, you can fall, sprain an ankle, run into predators.
It's very mountainous, very rugged, unforgiving terrain, just endless wilderness.
We've had search and rescue teams go out on foot. We've had dog members come in.
There's too much area to look, and this is dense wilderness, and it is so easy to not find something that is just a few feet away. There's been no trace of Kristal at all.
It seems strange that she could just disappear into thin air.
There's been a lot of search efforts, and we're still looking. Kristal just would not disappear. Something happened.
Elijah can't help but recall his last phone call with Kristal. And it wasn't good. Elijah recalls his last phone conversation with Kristal Reisinger, just days before she vanished.
She was very disturbed, very upset. She told me people had drugged and raped her.
Kristal confides that she was sexually assaulted at a party in Crestone.
The guys that are directly involved in Kristal's rape have strong ties in a drug market that goes back and forth directly from Crestone to Denver.
Could there be a link between Kristal's attackers and her disappearance?
Kristal had made the decision to do something about it. She wanted them to be accountable for their actions, and that's when she went missing. I strongly believe she was murdered by these guys.
Rumors spread, but no arrests have been made.
There's a lot of theories regarding Kristal's disappearance. A lot of those theories may have some merit, but a lot of them may not. There's a lot of speculation as to what occurred. And I don't try to dwell into the information unless it's factual.
Without hard evidence, the search for Kristal continues.
There's been conflicting stories as to how they disposed of her. One of the common popular stories is that they threw her down one of the mine shafts.
There are a lot of mines up there. That's been a thing that has been said in this county for a number of years. Anyone comes up missing, check the mines.
More than 60 mines have already been searched, but no new evidence has been found.
People are just saying, well, just go search the mountain. Well, it's not a mountain. It's a very large mountain range. It's not an easy thing to do.
Now, I know there's people out there that knows what happened to Kristal. They have some information that could help us bring her home, or at the very least, bring her murderers to justice.
There's probably somebody out there that knows exactly what occurred, but they're afraid of retaliation. They need to come forward and let's get this case taken care of.
Right now, there is a $20,000 reward available to anyone that has any information. Kristal had platinum blonde dreadlocks. She had crystal piercing blue eyes. She had lots of very distinctive tattoos. We love her, and we're never going to stop to try to bring her killers to justice.